Swatantra Party and GITA TV, Namaste, good morning. My appeal to the Prime Minister of this country, of this great country. Mr. Prime Minister, I think you have to tell your party members to stop talking nonsense. It is a limit. Your MP, your young MP Tejasvi, the way he's instigating Hindu Muslims is not good, is not good. This is not the situation or time for us to talk nonsense. Who is working? A Muslim is working, a Christian is working, and then a Muslim MP, if he says a Hindu is working. This is all nonsense. Let us look at the good side of what they are doing. This is not a good trend, Mr. Prime Minister, when your members of parliament from your party are trying to instigate one against the other is not a good thing. Shame on him. He thinks just because he talks and shouts loudly that whatever he's talking is right. This is not the time for us to talk all this. There are so many people, like when in 2015 the Madras city was hit by the floods, the sudden floods. There were so many people, Muslims, Christians, RSS, everybody joined and worked. That time there was no this thing like saying you are doing, we are doing. I think it's not correct. This is not the situation to putting fuel into the fire. This is not the time for us to sit and fight over religion. Stop this. It's not good. You don't be a silent spectator and encourage such unruly behavior from your members of parliament. This is not the time for all this. Mr. Prime Minister, you have failed the country. Touch your conscience. You just want to hide yourself. What was the need for all these elections? What was the need to have the Kumbh? I am a Hindu. I am a staunch Hindu. But that doesn't mean that whatever we do is right. When we are wrong, we have to accept what we did is wrong. You have failed to order all these oxygenators and all these things. And now you are saying we are giving from the PM cabinet this fund, that fund. First collect that money which you are given for the Reliance Fellows for starting the university, 1,000 crores. That money will be useful today to set up at least 3-4 hospitals in some state or the other. The aims you put with such fanfare and think that as though you are bringing an aims to every district or every state and every I don't know what all you announced, but none of the places where you put the foundation, the work has started. That shows how good an administrator you are. You failed. I told you in 2016 when the governor of Tamil Nadu retired on 30th August 2016, it took you almost some 4-5 months or 6 months to put one governor, but that also you didn't put a full-time governor for a big state like Tamil Nadu. You had the Maharashtra governor working here as part-time. That itself I wrote a letter to you. I did. I have the evidence. And you didn't even bother. Then after some 7-8 months after that, you appointed this Banwarilal Purohit, who is another corrupt person. This man, I remember in 2018, after he came and he said that whoever has got any corruption complaints, please come and see me. I took about 11 complaints saying that these ministers are all corrupt. But in the bargain, he threatened me saying that how dare you give a complaint on corruption on these ministers, and do you know the repercussions of it? I am not a little baby, okay, to threaten that Mr. Banwarilal, he didn't know that there will be some bold people also, bold women, okay. I will question anybody who is wrong. 2 days or 3 days after I went and met him, he got into that little scandal or scam of that lady. Everybody knows what really happened there and what that Principal Secretary, Mr. Rajagopal, and what this man was doing, everybody knows. But because you are sitting in power, nobody can question you all. You all think that whatever you all do is right. We have seen all this tamasha, Mr. Prime Minister. You touch your conscience and say whether all this is not happening, whether there is no corruption. You mean to say the ministers in Tamil Nadu during the AIDMK regime were all perfect? You encouraged, you shook hands with those culprits. They are all having blood on their hand. And those two chief ministers, deputy and chief minister, are both murderers. They both have quite a few murders to their account. You mean to say you didn't know about that? That you are not aware that they were murderers? And we had two of them, one deputy and one chief minister, who were murderers. Just because they are in politics, they have money and power, they hushed it up. So you were shaking hands with murderers. And now, again, that one of those murderers wants to become the opposition leader. Shame on you. Shame on all you politicians. You know, you people talk on one side, you want to clean the system failure, and Swatch, and this and that, but you don't have the conscience to really clean up the system because you are one of them who is also corrupt. I am sorry, Mr. Prime Minister, I have been appealing to you very sweetly and nicely last few days, but you don't seem to be. You are always bothered about your Mann Ki Baat, but you listen to my Mann Ki Baat today. I also have a Mann and I also have something to speak to you. Have you ever called any one of us to listen to what we have got to say? No. You have had only time to call film stars and they interview you, and then you have all the time with the Adanis and Ambanis. But you don't have time for people like me who are honest. I am honest. I can boldly say that. I am appealing. Still I am appealing because this is not the situation for us to fight. Let us all unite. Let us all join hands to fight this terrible pandemic of COVID-19. You have failed. You have failed the people of India. Look at the people, your own constituency in Varanasi. You can close your eyes, but your conscience will keep on pricking. If you have a conscience, it will keep saying, Narendra, you have failed. You have failed the people of India. Mr. Prime Minister, don't pretend to not know what is happening. Your power games was more important, that you kept jumping from this state to that state, but you didn't bother what is happening there at Delhi and Maharashtra. You were enjoying because they were opposition ruled states. But then you didn't realize that it's going to hit you, your Gujarat, your UP, your MP, and you're enjoying when it hits the others. The poor farmers, they've been sitting there for the last 6-7 months in the cold and now in the heat, but you have not bothered to meet them, call them, but you sent your representatives because you don't have the conscience or the face. What for you bought those farm laws? Some of the farm laws were good, I am not saying no, but many of it was in favor of the corporates for whom you did that, the Adanis and the Ambanis and the other people, the Amazon and this and that, blah blah blah. Okay, Mr. Prime Minister, you are elected by the people of India. You can't keep fooling for too long. There is a saying in Tamil, they say that the people's power is Shiv's power. They say, Makkal Sakti, Maheshan Sakti. Shiv, I told you earlier in the beginning itself that God will come, God will descend. He will not keep watching silently for long all this nonsense. Please change your ways. Please, my request is please change your ways. You've got a big fat ego and an arrogance that your party people have. Nobody can tolerate your party spokesperson's arrogance. It is beyond people. It is beyond humanity. They might as well accept, yes, we have failed. Come, we will all join up. We are sorry, come, let us join. How dare your people say that we were not aware there is going to be a second COVID? Come off it. I have got proof. I have said, I tried contacting your people to meet you, to talk to you, but they are all so busy. Everybody, what do you want to talk to the Prime Minister? I don't want anything from you, Mr. Prime Minister. I wanted to talk to you to tell you that this is coming. Now it has come. The damage is done. Don't think everybody comes to you for favors. I am not one of them who will go to anybody for favors, especially with people like you all politicians. I hate all you politicians because you are all, crooks. You just say one thing in the stage for the public, and then what you are inside, I know what you are all inside. Mr. Prime Minister, please, please don't go hide. Come out. Go meet the people of your constituency at least. You had all the time to run behind the West Bengal and all these, and Tamil Nadu and Kerala to sing campaign for the elections, Assam and Pondicherry also. Now you don't have the time to go meet the people of your constituency who are crying and wailing that there is no oxygen, there are no hospital beds. See how many people are lying on the road. See how many vehicles are learn some lessons from the Langar people. You know, look at those Punjabis, Sikhs. I really salute them. Whatever might be the thing, or forget all this religion. They are so, they're serving the people with so much of passion. And then you are harassing those farmers and those people, and you're talking, you're advising. Stop advices. We don't need your advices. Come on, work. Act. That is what you need. We need to act today. Our services. Look at those Sikh people, how they are doing that oxygen service. Your party people can't do that, and you people are talking too much, talking nonsense all the while. Your people are forever arrogant. Enough. We have had enough. People are no more fools. Mr. Prime Minister, please, please buck up. The whole world is laughing at us. We enjoyed, we rejoiced too early. You didn't realize, but I did warn. There is evidence for it that I warned. No astrologer, no, none of these bloody fellows, all the crooks, all of them are crooks. I did. I openly said, I asked for an appointment to meet you or your wonderful deputy, that Mr. Amit Shah. But you were all busy dancing. Okay, stop your dance. Now you need to serve the people who voted you, where you're sitting, that power that is given by the people. And you people are justifying that Rahul and all those Times Now anchors talking nonsense. Is this the time for you to spend that money on that parliament? You started in the COVID. Any conscience you have? What is the need for this Ram temple? Ram never came and asked you all for the temple. Stop it. I'm a Hindu. Ram talks to me. Krishna talks to me. He himself is telling, I never asked for these temples. So don't fool us anymore. That is not the priority. The priority is today, the people are suffering without medical facilities and medical beds and oxygen. Look into that. Stop all your other expenditures, wasteful expenditures. And the stupid one fellow was talking, one spokesperson, that I believe the GST will come and workers will get money, laborers will give. That one project alone will serve the whole country, is it? That workers will get money and wages? Stop your nonsense. Even every state which is building for their wonderful MLAs, they don't need today. You need to spend that money for medical facilities. My appeal, as I always said, I look up to you as like my elder brother Bade Bhai, and this Choti Bahan is appealing to you that stop your ways and start working for the people who gave you this seat of power. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, Swatantra Party in GITA TV.